Start to Start, the video game podcast and now videocast
Woo!
with me, Jeff.
And me, JD.
Who you've possibly seen if you're a huge fan.
It's
of
true.
Which we have like 4. So, thanks for joining us, like 2 people.
Thanks, Mom.
Those of you not watching on video, you can totally check us out at youtube.com/pressstart, number 2 start, and watch our beautiful,
Lovely
masculine faces.
Because we work out all the time.
Yeah. That makes your face look more. Let's get started. So we have a lot of things to talk about today.
Yes, we do. There's a lot. Well,
a lot of
not necessarily
a lot
news.
of small news items,
Yeah.
and one big topic that we've kind of been wanting to discuss for a while.
Yes.
So we'll get right into it with our opening traditional, decades-long running topic.
It's true. Grammy Award winning.
We've been over it before.
It's true.
Check our history books. We like to call it
What you playing?
So,
What have we been playing, Jeff?
well, a lot.
Yes.
I don't know out there, internet, if you've heard of this little thing called a Steam sale, but they happen about twice annually, and it's where every single possible PC game you could ever want is ridiculously low priced.
It's not an actual sale for Steam.
No.
Because that'd be weird.
So yeah, if you don't know, there's this platform. It's called Steam. It's owned by Valve, but they release pretty much every game you could possibly want on it.
It's for ridiculously cheap.
I mean, normally you can get things cheap. There are like sales throughout the year, and I am paid by them to advertise for it.
Clearly.
No, but I mean, if you play games on a PC, you really need to know about this because you can save so much money.
Oh, yeah.
And right now, we are over the halfway point of the Steam sale. There are like 5 days remaining.
We can save money.
Yeah, right? Because you always end up spending way more than you meant.
Is if you check it every day, you realize
Everything is 75% off
Yeah.
to like 90%
the
off.
deals are insane. You'll end up like, oh, I've heard this game's really good, so I
Might
have
as well
to
buy
buy
it.
it.
It's only $3 right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been playing Fallout New Vegas, which I finally picked up everything with all of the DLC for $10.
Very nice.
Civ 5, which I convinced a couple friends to buy for the low price of like $8.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. JD himself has finally purchased a PC game for the first time in years.
No, the last game I got on PC
Decades.
was
Like since
Monkey
the
Island.
90s.
Tales of Monkey Island. And I haven't finished it yet. I need to finish it. I just stopped and forgot, and
They have the
it's
entire
great.
Monkey Island pack on there right now. Like, they have the original, the remake.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They have Curse.
I think they have to. Like,
Curse
Curse
is-
is so good.
It's my favorite
Yeah.
of the
I never played Curse growing
2
up.
or 3. It's, oh god, I
But
love that game so much.
In college,
So funny.
our mutual friend made me play.
Bobatron.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Monkey Island,
It's
classic.
If you haven't played Monkey Island before, get on Steam because it's
They're amazing.
hilarious.
Or GOG.com for good old games.
Huh.
They also have
I did
ridiculous
not know
sales. And what's nice about GOG is they always make sure games are super compatible with modern systems. Steam
That's a big
tries to
problem.
do that and tends to, but GOG tends to be great. And there's no DRM with GOG,
Very
which
nice.
Steam technically is DRM.
Technically.
So yeah, that. I picked up the Binding of Isaac. I always want
The Binding of Isaac.
Mr. Isaac from Heroes. You ever watch?
No.
You ever watch Heroes?
No. Everybody
Pretty
says it's
good at
so
first.
good,
It
but
was
I
pretty
was
good.
like, I don't know.
Like it has the guy who played Spock, Zachary Quinto, not Leonard Nimoy.
Yes, I was
mean,
like,
You know, although he was in Fringe, which is cool.
Leonard Nimoy,
Yeah.
or
Anyway, Binding of Isaac DLC for like $2, and then it went on sale the next day. I could have got it for $1.50.
how dare you?
So pissed.
You should be. You fail.
You got Portal. Oh, right. So you bought
So,
Terraria, right?
I bought Terraria and Portal 2, and
Or Terraria.
I pronounce it Terraria, and if you pronounce it the other
I'm
way, you're an
JD.
idiot.
It
Stop
hurts
it.
me.
Stop it. If you're, more smart and masculine like I am.
I like that masculine is our buzzword now. I can be feminine. It's
Brought
cool.
to you by the word masculine. Jeffrey. Community reference. So yeah, I bought Terraria and Portal 2. Portal 2, I can't play on my computer yet.
No, I'm gonna be helping this
but
kid get a computer up and running.
Hopefully, yeah, I'm gonna be.
So yeah, you might start seeing
soon.
Terraria LPs from us. We're thinking of starting a Let's Play.
Let's
for the
Plays.
uninformed.
LPs.
If you don't watch our Let's Plays,
we're putting out a CD, yo.
Check out our YouTube channel. We do like 2 a week and possibly 3.
We'll see.
Assassin's Creed, like the entire Assassin's Creed package was on sale. You could have gotten every Assassin's Creed
for like what, $33, I think.
For $33, and that's 4 games.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's the original 2
with all their DLCs.
Brotherhood Revelations.
Yeah. So I picked up Brotherhood Revelations
and all the DLC.
And like,
all the DLC.
Yes.
I can't talk. Go on.
So before I had a game plan going into the Steam sales. I had a specific list of games I was allowed to buy.
Game plans don't work.
So I didn't go overboard. And I mean, there was a lot of things on this list,
Clearly.
which we still haven't seen Splinter Cells come up, and I want to get the Splinter Cell package.
Yes, that would be awesome.
And Endless Space, this RTS. But one game I wasn't planning on buying was Mount and Blade, which is
not Mountain Blade.
We
that's
had
weird.
we had this confusion, and I was telling him about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's by this small game developer, Paradox Studios, and it looks like it's by a small game developer. I was showing JD, like the graphics look like they're from 2002.
Yeah.
But it's a sandbox medieval game where you play as just a person who lives there, and you can go to little fiefdoms and castles, and
Fiefdom. That's a fun word.
you can find quests there. You can trade to build up money and eventually gain a lordship if you want to, and marry a lady. And or you can just be like, I want that castle, get a whole bunch of people in your, build up this giant army and attack a castle and take it over. And
what does being a lord do for you?
then you can own lands, and you can get more people under you. I mean, or you can attend tournaments. It's a sandbox game. The point is what you make of it.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Then you can take over more, and you can start attacking other countries. Anyway, I don't know. I haven't experienced any of that because I've totally been killed 3 times. It's hard, but the fighting is also really technical because
yes.
So to block specific sword swings, you have to move your mouse in a specific direction and hold block, up, down, left, right, or neutral, and you can do that with sword swings too.
A little Skyward Sword-esque.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and the battles are sweet. I suggest checking it out. It was $5. You've missed it. It's over.
Too late.
It's just your fault. Really, viewer?
It's okay.
Why didn't you get on that?
Anyways.
So, that's I've
Mountain
been playing
Blade.
all of that. That's what Jeff been playing.
What Jeff been playing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But JD, I hear you've been playing something very special and original for you.
I have been playing the one and only Xenoblade, and
with an X.
I beat it. Yes, it's an X, not a Z.
It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, some would say it's just beginning. But, yes, I finally beat Xenoblade. I didn't do all the quests, clearly, because there's way too many.
121 hours, and he
Yes.
didn't do all the quests.
Yes. And there's a lot of fluff in those getting the quests done, because there's a lot of
just wandering around.
And trying to find a
stuff,
specific
right?
item.
Yeah.
And so I go
We've been over
online,
that.
I go on the Xenoblade wiki and look, and they're like, hey, it's a super rare drop in this location. And so I'm like, ugh. So I go over there, grab it, pick it up. Oh, it's not what I need. So I go quick load somewhere else, and then come back and move the stop it, and move the time forward. Anyways, so it takes a lot of time.
Basically, big time sync.
But it was a lot of fun, and the ending sequence was awesome, and the music, the boss music was amazing.
Was it?
It was pretty sweet.
That's cool.
So yeah,
I like music.
Me too.
We've been waiting for a good.
We'll have a podcast
to
about music sometime. But we need to get all the
Koji
music
Kondo.
together, I think, and have it in the episode.
Oh yeah, right.
So we can show the people.
Yeah, meaning we'd have to record.
So they can see it with their ears, drink it with their eyes. Exactly.
But yeah, someday.
So
listener.
Xenoblade, and before I get into the next part of Xenoblade, because there's going to be an awesome transition here in a second.
Yeah. Wait for it.
I wanted to talk about Super Mario World. I started playing that
Original
again.
for the SNES.
Yes, on the SNES, not on the Virtual Console or on the
JD's a
computer with
hipster
some
like
mod.
that.
It's awesome. So I started playing it just because I've been wanting to play a real Mario game, if you will, for a while. And get your hands in the frame.
I'm sorry.
God, get out, kitty. Meow.
That's my cat.
So
have
anyway,
one
Super
cat.
Mario World. So I started playing that, and just like I'm in like the second area now.
It just feels so
And
good, doesn't it?
It feels so right.
Like technically right.
What I love most about that game, and I've mentioned it in one of my blogs before, but just like the layers that are involved in this game. You know, it's like you go into a level, and there's a secret exit that you need to find. So I was like, okay.
And you know what? You know there is one because it's flashing on the map. The dot. Super Mario World.
Do you? I
Yeah,
don't remember.
it flashes like between yellow and red on the map if it has a secret entrance.
Hmm.
Exit.
I didn't know that.
What? It like tells you that.
When?
I don't know. It tells you that in the game.
I don't think so.
How would I know?
I don't know.
I've only played it on Virtual Console.
I played it when I was 8.
Don't look at me. Anyway, did you know that when the little map node
Learning time.
flashes between yellow and red, there's a secret exit?
I'm looking this up later.
World, right? That's like the SNES one. Yeah. It's
I don't
it's
remember
common
this.
knowledge.
It's not. I've never heard this before.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think he's on drugs and drunk. Anyways, the layers involved. So you find out.
Common knowledge.
You find out by unknown means that there's a secret exit to a level. So you grab a key, you go to the keyhole, and you unlock the exit, and you open up a new. Yeah, exactly, exactly like that. So you find a secret exit, and a perfect example in the second world, like the first level, will lead you into the lake. And so in the lake, you have to find another secret exit, and which will lead you to another secret level, which leads you to a ghost mansion, which has like 5 secret exits.
I hate Ghost Man.
They're
It's just
ridiculous.
because of that.
But the thing is, in the water level, if you don't find the secret exit, it just loops you back around to the same level. Because it's like, oh, you didn't find it. So you're like, oh, this is just a waste of my time. Oh, wait, but there's a secret exit, which brings you to Star Road, which has more secrets.
Dude, Star Road.
It's secrets within secrets within secrets. That's what's so compelling about this game, because not only can I play it, being a hardcore Mario fan, great, loving platforms and difficulty and everything, but a casual player can play this game too without ever needing to find the secret exits.
Yeah. And still have a lot of fun.
Exactly, yeah. That's what's so accessible and wonderful about this game, and what I want the new Super Series to be, which it's not necessarily. Which it's still
We'll have
a
to
lot
see
of fun,
with the
but
new Super Mario Bros.
yeah,
Which we're both planning on getting.
yes,
When does that come out? Next month?
yes,
Gosh.
yeah.
I need to get... I have a stack of games, dude.
It's true.
It's off
in the corner.
screen. That's how big it is.
It's amazing.
Like, where's my hand? You don't know.
His hand
It's
could
way
be
up here.
15 feet,
It's like in the
top
ceiling.
floor, 20th floor. You don't know.
So, yeah. So, look for that.
Transition time. So after
Xenoblade.
beating
Puts
Xenoblade,
Tarantino back. That's the Wayne's World back.
Yeah, I know. We're not
Okay.
doing that. It's not audible or visual.
Yeah, it's like 15 minutes earlier.
We don't have the technology. So Xenoblade. After beating Xenoblade, and I guess I kind of expected it just because it's a super long RPG. But after beating the game, it's like New Game Plus. So, essentially what this means... essentially what this means is after beating the game, it allows you to carry over some items from your first playthrough to a second playthrough.
Like, which items was it? Is it? Were it?
Are it? Is it? How is it? You can bring over the weapons and armor you are currently wearing / holding.
Which is probably the best, because
Yes.
it's the boss fight.
So there's that, and then you carry over your level that you
which
currently
is
are.
ridiculously high.
Yes, at this point I was like
120 hours.
90 something.
I assume they increase the difficulty of everything else too.
No.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not as far as I know. I mean, all the...
But then again, they tended to have high-level things in the beginning of areas.
Yes,
anyway,
which is awesome, because this way, going back through the game, I can come across these high-level, 90, 100-level enemies and actually be able to fight them.
Yeah, which is interesting.
So yeah, you're able to carry over everything that you were wearing / holding. You can carry over like 30 weapons, 30 pieces of like items. Like whatever
random stuff.
Items, the random drops. I think there's like 60. No, there's like 60 like material items, and then like 30 drop
Basically
items. Basically,
a number.
A lot of things. It allows you to pick what you want to bring over.
A large number of your inventory.
Yes.
All of your unlocked skill type deals.
Yes, it keeps all of the skill tree stuff.
Relationship values.
Character relationships, which is awesome. So this way I can keep building those and get everything up to full, because I didn't get everything up to full. I got it pretty close, but there's still a couple left to do. So yeah, it gives me a second opportunity to actually go through and do all the quests. So this way I can stop and actually hang out in one place for a while and actually just get the quest done. So
basically, this got us thinking about other new game pluses
that we've encountered. There are many.
Yeah, it's really prevalent in Japanese-made games.
Yes.
Mostly.
Yes.
American-made games tend to not do it as much.
Only one I can think of is Borderlands.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. Well, yeah, ARPGs definitely do it, but that's because with ARPGs, it tends to be the character is a unique thing, not necessarily where in the story you are and things like that. Like Diablo, you can start over with the story whenever the heck you want in Diablo. But so let's just list off a whole bunch here. We have a little list. We can give some brief mention. The most obvious one we were comparing to Xenoblade was Tales of Symphonia, which, well, any of the Tales games, because Vesperia works the same way.
Let's just run through the list and talk about the ones we want to.
So, Tales of Symphonia
Wind Waker.
The grade-based one. Wind Waker has very, very minor ones with figurine collection. Metal Gear has, if it's one of the later ones, has dog tags and has unlockable things like the stealth suit and the bandana, like those kind of stuff.
3 had the frog stuff. But
3 had the frogs didn't carry over.
Okay.
The frogs, you had to shoot all of them in one playthrough to get the stealth suits. No, but there were unlockable weapons and camo, things like that, and those all carried over. Resident Evil 4 had your entire inventory carried over, as well as extra difficulty and random things like that too, right?
I think it had harder difficulty. You could carry over all your items.
And you unlocked weapons and armor.
Weapons and your money, which was really nice, because you really needed that to buy the really expensive. And it unlocked some new weapons too, right?
Yeah, like the broken butterfly and
the Tommy gun. Wasn't there a Tommy gun?
Typewriter gun thing.
Yeah.
What was that one called?
I think it was the typewriter.
Yeah, which made sense.
I thought the broken butterfly was already available in the first playthrough.
I didn't think it was, but maybe. It was
and the Killer 7.
Yeah, the Killer 7. Awesome. Shadow of the Colossus had pretty much an entire new game mode once you do it. It had time attack and a hard... And, the game didn't have an inventory until you had beaten it once.
I've heard that game's awesome. I need to play it sometime.
You need to play it.
The original Legend of Zelda had one of the first new game pluses, where once you beat the game, you could...
Super secret. Lean in for... Quick. What? Super secret.
Secret.
Put your name as Zelda. You unlock New Game Plus. Which was completely rearranged.
Yeah, so you could go through the temples again, but they're different and harder, and that game
they spelled out Zelda.
That game is hard enough as it is. But I haven't played the second playthrough before, and
I've never beaten it, no.
I need to...
We did it all the time when we first had it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
We were one of those families that thought your name was Zelda in the game.
Oh, yeah. I think everybody at some point did. Thought that Link was Zelda.
Yeah. What if Zelda was a girl? Am I right?
The World Ends With You.
World Ends With You has a crazy, replayability because the game is so built on like random drops. You can replay every single level in the game, affecting. It works a lot like the
Yes.
Kid Icarus difficulty level thing, where the higher the difficulty level, the better drops you'll get.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you can then, once you replay through it, you can unlock special reports that explain pretty much how everything in the game is working, like plot-wise. It's like all of the stuff going on in the background. Super Mario Bros., the original for the NES.
Yeah, that didn't change the difficulty. It just kind of changed the enemies to, I guess, more difficult versions.
Beatles.
Yeah, the Beatles, basically, which are basically
Hate 'em.
Koopa Troopas.
Hate them.
Yeah, but it just
They're
it
dead.
wasn't too much different. But
Family's dead. Their friends
They're
are dead.
dead.
Their pets have been skinned alive.
You don't get this reference. I'm sorry. We're not horrible people.
The Metroid Prime trilogy, when they were re-released, were given some
On
new
the
Game
Wii.
Plus. Yeah, on the Wii. We're given some new Game Plus.
I didn't know this, which sounds amazing.
Yeah, carried over your log entries, so you wouldn't have to
Because it was super difficult to try to actually
scan
get
everything in the game
on your
first
playthrough.
try.
It was really hard.
Possible. So it's awesome that the trilogy brought that back. Persona 4, I don't know how 3 does. I've only played 4, but its carryover was like one unique item, and the levels of the saved Arcana characters. We'll talk more about it in a second when we go back over the ones we want to talk about specifically.
And Master Quest, which is kind of a newer,
For
I guess,
Ocarina of Time.
a new Game Plus-esque game for Ocarina of Time 3D on the 3DS.
Yeah.
So after you beat the first game, after you beat the core game, you can play Master Quest, which was released with Wind Waker,
Which
in America at least, for a pre-order bonus, which basically
GameCube.
remixes all the dungeons and makes them more difficult and changes locations of keys and everything.
And completely flips it
and
all horizontally.
Now it mirrors the whole world.
The entire world.
Which is crazy. A lot like Twilight Princess was to the GameCube version.
Well, I think the Wii version was the flipped one.
Either way, yeah.
The Wii version was the flipped one.
They're mirrored of each other.
No, the Wii version was the flipped one. Kakariko Village was in the completely wrong spot.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
One is they're.
I mean, I played the Wii version. I love the Wii version.
No, I know.
But the Wii version was the flipped one.
No, I know.
No, you don't. You
Yeah.
were just disputing it.
They're
They're not mirrored of each other. The Wii version is the flipped. Just say it.
the GameCube
It's
version
not difficult
can
to
be a
say.
mirror of the Wii version.
But it's not.
But it can be.
It wasn't,
because it's
though.
opposite of the
It
Wii version.
could be, but it's not.
He's an idiot.
Anyway, this argument's going everywhere.
Argument.
Okay.
Interesting.
So let's talk about ones we liked and ones we didn't of that list. And there are more. So many games have this.
Yes.
But those are the ones that came to mind when we were talking about it. So, first of all, Tales of Symphonia, one of our favorite New Game Pluses.
Yes.
Because, in case you're not aware, every single battle you do in all the Tales games, at the end you get graded on it.
Yes.
Based
Oh,
off
gosh.
of how many times you got hit, how many characters were downed, how many recovery items
There's
you used,
so
how many
many
combos you
different
got,
variables.
how many
and
enemies you killed, how
how
quickly
the
you did it.
grade comes into play.
I think that's all it. There are a lot. Like, in
Yeah.
some of the games it gives you a breakdown.
Yeah, damage,
And-
hit, fainting.
I mean, it's not on a scale of 0 to 100.
it can go negative.
It goes from negative to 100 to positive, like 500 or whatever. I don't know.
Did Vesperia?
Vesperia had grade.
It did, but did it? I don't think they went negative. I think
I think I got negative.
Did it? I thought it only went positive.
It was
Maybe
harder to
just-
go negative than in Symphonia.
Yeah, I think it was easier because
Symphonia. Well, then again, we're way more skilled now.
Yeah.
When we were going hardcore Symphonia and beating it once per week, we very rarely got negative grade.
True.
But anyway, so throughout the game you can spend grade on stupid things like show me where items are on the map.
and you can buy certain
You can
material
buy
items,
material items with it. But
rare material items.
then
But
at the very end of the game, when you save a new game to start as a new game plus,
you finally realize this grade serves a
and
higher purpose.
you're like, I want to go back and farm grade because you get to pick things that carry over to the next one with
Based
how much grade
on
you
grade,
have.
how much grade you have.
Well, and additional bonuses for the next one too, things that aren't even really
Yeah.
related to the previous, like double XP or double grade.
You can have 10 times experience
Yeah.
if you have enough grade.
It was ridiculous. But also very important things for completionists, like
Titles.
carrying over your monster manual thing, whatever it's called. or levels, or
Your titles.
named. Yeah, titles are really.
And it's not possible to get all the titles in one playthrough.
No.
Which is why you need to play it through again, because there's certain things you make certain decisions in the game, and based on those decisions, you
Like
get certain
stupid ones,
titles.
like who should we take to the beach? You can only take 2 other people out of your party of 16.
Wasn't there one? Yeah, wasn't there one at like a party or something, and you get like their formal attire or whatever?
The formal attire is awesome too.
But you can only like choose is like based on who you talk to or something like
Yeah.
that.
And you had to have certain relationship values with people, which was another carryover relationship.
But the relationship values,
they were hidden.
You never knew what they were.
You had no idea.
It was just
there were like 2 times you could check throughout the game.
Really?
Yeah. Anyway, we like that. It's awesome.
And it adds mania mode.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Which is
it makes
awesome
everything.
difficulty.
You do half damage.
You do half damage and take twice, something like that.
Enemies do double damage, and they have double health.
Yeah, that's
so it's like everything is just scaled up by 2 or halved for you, you know.
Yeah.
And which makes it so much more difficult, and it's awesome. It feels it's so satisfying to do well.
Yeah.
But after doing it on a second playthrough, you're able to buy all this stuff.
So what's great about it is it encourages multiple playthroughs, and not in an annoying way.
Right.
I mean, like some of those titles were an annoying way of encouraging multiple playthroughs. Yeah. But the grade scale encourages it because once you spend it, it then puts it in a bank, and when you beat the game again, you get that spent grade back. And so you can just start stacking up these ridiculous grade bonuses, and it feels amazing to beat the game 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And just have all of these awesome bonuses start stacking up, all these things to carry over from all these playthroughs. And, look over it, and it's like, oh, hey, we first saw this monster 190 hours ago.
Yeah, it carries over your time. So we've got a couple of playthroughs on here that
over
are just
200.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
And it's a 60-hour game.
Yeah, well, I mean,
okay, it's a 30-hour game once we start.
Yeah.
My original playthrough was 60 or something.
Yeah, I think the back of the box it touts like 70 or something, and it is like for the first time you're playing through and trying to get everything.
Symphonia strictly here. Vesperia was around that too.
I think Vesperia was longer. It is a long game.
So anyway, that was a good one.
Yes.
Wind Waker.
Wind Waker.
Let's talk about that one.
Wind Waker, it has New Game Plus.
It's kind of a weak New Game Plus, really.
It's not. Yeah, it's definitely not my favorite New Game Plus. It adds the deluxe picto box from the get-go, so you can
start taking pictures to take.
Yeah, you can get the deluxe picto box in the regular game by doing this really long side quest involving the cameraman and.
The reason why this is such a good thing to have from the get-go is because one of the really the gigantic side quest in Wind Waker is the figurine collection, which is you take a color picture of every single character and enemy in the game, and they get these cool little 3D models made out of them in game, and they tell you something about that character or enemy. So it's not you need to have the deluxe picture box from the beginning because there are some missable enemies and characters.
Yes.
Like Zelda.
And
Tetra. Spoiler. There's a statute of limitations on this.
Played it by now, it's like
this is a problem.
Yeah.
And it also unlocks clothes. You can wear your pajamas the entire game.
Yeah. It just. It gives you invisible hero clothes, isn't it? That's what it is, or something like that.
What annoyed me about the Wind Waker New Game Plus is you can only do it once. Once you beat it again, you can't New Game Plus again.
Right.
Which means if you still manage to miss those characters at the beginning of the game, you're dead.
Or you could save it in a new file.
Yeah.
But, I think that takes some pre-planning, because you can't actually just save it in a new file, like in
at any time
JRPGs, you can. And generally. But yeah, so I mean, it's not the best New Game Plus we've ever seen.
And we've always wanted more New Game Pluses from Zelda.
Yes, especially since the first one did it. You'd think it's kind of.
You'd think it would be some kind of tradition.
Yeah,
but
I mean, since then,
but just a small one.
Wind Waker was kind of the first after that one to do it.
Oh, it also translated Hylian.
Yes, that's true.
So
that was kind of nice. It was a nice little
tiny
Easter egg.
Touch. Yeah. In fact, ever since then, games that have unsubtitled foreign language, I've always hoped there's a New Game Plus that translates them.
Mm-hmm.
Like Max Payne 3 has a heck of a lot of Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
What do they speak in Brazil? Do they speak Brazilian?
Yes.
Is that a... Wow, do I feel dumb.
It's okay. We're Americans.
We're not expected to know this.
We don't need to know that.
There's a lot of Brazilian spoken throughout Max Payne 3.
If you're from Brazil and listening to this, I'm sorry.
And it's untranslated. Like, huge dialogues. And none of it's ever translated. And I was like, oh man, when I replay through this, it'll be so cool to know what these guys are saying.
Yeah.
Wrong.
You're wrong.
Doesn't happen. So anyways, that kind of bonus is cool. Yeah. But we wish Zelda had more of them.
More. Harder difficulty, remixed dungeons, that sort of thing. It'd be awesome.
Yeah, the remixed dungeon is cool.
That's definitely the seller for me.
If I hadn't played Master Quest before,
Master Effect,
I would be really looking forward
like
to
a cross between Zelda and Mass Effect.
That'd be sweet.
It's ridiculous. Link in space with insane dialogue where all your options are blank.
Blank, I should go. And finally, one that really annoyed me was the Persona 4.
Why did it annoy you, Jeff?
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
I can't even talk right now.
What is wrong?
So,
you just went crazy.
In Persona 4, the battle system is mostly based off of like tarot card arcana types. Tarot cards. So, and you make a whole bunch of creatures, kind of like Pokemon. And you can make new ones by like melding them together. Oh, they work like weapon gems in Kid Icarus.
There you go.
And this it works like this through apparently the entire Persona series. I've only played 4. But they all your individual cards level up as you use them in battle and stuff like that. And,
okay.
And they learn more stuff, and you can make like everyone is completely unique, pretty much based off of the other Arcana cards that you've melded to make them, just like in the Kid Icarus weapons.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can save them to your Arcana Compendium or something like that. And then, because you can only have like 10 on you at a time, so you might get rid of one for now and get another one, but then, because it's saved, you can pay a gold thing to get them back. And New Game Plus, that's pretty much all you get. That's like the New Game Plus thing that you get, along with one like unique item that you got from your significant other that you chose in the last game. GA forever. I mean, never mind. So, and it's a New Game Plus, so like, you're not going to be making buttloads of money until like the end of the game again anyway, and a lot of them have a minimum level that you have to be to use them. So it would have been nice if something else had carried over.
Yeah.
Maybe I missed it. Maybe I missed other stuff that carried over.
Maybe you did.
Maybe it was because I didn't get the super awesome true gold ending. Because
you suck.
Because that figuring out how to get that was freaking impossible in that game. You had to talk to something 3 times.
What?
And it gave the same response the first 2 times.
Oh my god. That is just stupid.
It was like, nope, there's nothing here. And I'm like, oh, okay. Weird. I would have thought I'd be able to go up there one last time. Then you talk to it again, and it's like, there's definitely nothing here. No reason to go up there. And then you talk to it and say, well, might as well. And then that triggers the final ending sequence.
That's ridiculous.
Right? Anyway, that's beside the point. Persona 4 is amazing. And if you like sweet JRPGs about pretty much exclusively about character development, definitely check it out. But the New Game Plus would have liked more from that.
Lackluster. Anything else we wanted to go over in more detail?
New Game Plus is awesome. Games, it makes a game way more endearing to me when there's some sort of New Game Plus option.
Yeah. It just gives it that much more replayability, and it gives you more bang for your buck.
Yeah.
So it's like there's a reason to go back and replay it because
you're not losing anything by going back and replaying.
Exactly. You're not starting
like
from the beginning.
Arkham City, you beat it, and it's like, hey, you can start over on a harder difficulty with all of the Riddler trophies you've collected and all of the side quests you've done. So
That's
there's
awesome.
No downside to starting it. And
I should do that.
The best part about Arkham City, about the New Game Plus, it made a new save file when you do it, and then anything you do in the New Game Plus happens to the real save file too.
What? That's ridiculous. That's nice.
No, it's the most convenient thing ever. So you're playing through New Game Plus, you find a Riddler trophy you didn't get in the original, you pick it up, it picks it up in the real one too.
Oh my gosh.
They're connected.
That's forward thinking.
That is the best New Game Plus system ever, because that's the huge downside of New Game Plus. You're like, oh, I can start a new game, but I have to overwrite the old one.
Yeah. I need
And
to do
Skyward Sword
that.
had a New Game Plus too.
It made it more difficult?
I think that was all it did.
And yeah, I
You
think
started
that's
with like
it.
less hearts,
And
did more damage.
it's...
We haven't really checked it out that much.
Yeah, it's not much. It's Wind Waker syndrome.
Oh, and it carried over the chest things that you'd got, the glowy chest things. I think.
Oh, yeah, the blocks
Yeah.
that you shoot
And
with the Skyward
bound.
Strike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lackluster is a good word.
Yes.
Good one.
Speaking of Rocksteady, though, it just popped into my head, and I thought that we could talk about it really quick. Do we know what they're working on next?
They're talking about a new Batman game. Ooh,
Oh, are they?
that should be on our list of things, but it isn't. Hey, did
What?
you hear Rocksteady's talking about a new Batman game set in the Silver Age of Batman?
No!
Do you know when the Silver Age is?
Yeah.
It's like the 70s.
Like early Batman?
No, that's the Golden Age.
Oh.
Golden Age is like
I'm
20s
confused.
to 50s. Silver Age, maybe Silver Age is 50s to 70s. Anyway,
We don't know.
it's supposed to be a lot more colorful, but set in the same universe as.
Oh, okay. Was I know that there was rumors going around that they're making a TMNT game, which they've
Was
since...
there?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be amazing!
I know. When I heard that, clearly. I planned it.
Yeah,
Uh,
right? Tetris. Shut up.
His cat did not like me pushing him. So TMNT would be amazing. They haven't really...
Rocksteady.
There hasn't been a decent
Bebop
TMNT.
and Rocksteady.
Nice.
Right?
That'd be perfect. Are you
Yeah,
kidding me?
They could totally reference that.
Yeah. But anyways, they haven't made a decent TMNT game since 4.
The NES.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Turtles in Time.
Turtles
yeah.
in Time was freaking amazing.
Shell Shock.
Yeah. Oh, shut up.
Yeah. What has Rocksteady done
Other
besides
than
the Batman
Batman's?
games?
I have no idea.
I wonder if they've done
Post
just...
it in the comments
Yeah, or we will.
down there somewhere.
We're lazy. So that'd be cool. Tell us if you think that'd be cool.
Yes.
If they have a better track record, because we tend to just be blinded by the awesomeness of Arkham Asylum and Arkham City.
Yeah.
Because they're great.
Yeah,
awesome
like
stealth, awesome fighting.
a TMNT game would
It's a
be
stealth game where if
pretty
you
sweet like that.
get seen, you will probably die
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
if you're not a good fighter. And fighting can be hard.
Especially when there's like 20 guys around you.
Yeah. Anyway, I love those games.
But yeah, if they could actually make like a co-op like TMNT game again,
Why don't they make a co-op
Gosh,
Batman game?
I know.
Someone be Robin, someone be Batman.
it would be
Although I hear
awesome.
Lego Batman is amazing.
Yeah, I was at Lego Batman
I hear it's
2.
2. I hear Lego Batman
Yeah.
2 is the best of the Lego games so far, and its
I've heard
co-op
that
is really
too.
great. I haven't been a huge fan of the Lego games, but I've only played the Star Wars original trilogy one.
Yeah, I played the Star
and
Wars
I hear
one.
the other ones have massively improved on the formula.
Yeah, they're really addicting and fun.
They're cute and collect 'em ups,
Yeah.
as they call them.
I would
I'm
never
sure if
buy
it was
one,
co-op,
but-
I would like them more. Or if I played
Yeah.
it co-op, because I was just playing it single player.
Oh yeah. I played it co-op. It's way more funny when
I'm
you're
sure.
playing it with somebody else.
So speaking of Rocksteady and Batman, we'll skip over this item.
Mhm.
This one right here.
Yes.
Do you see that one, people?
It's right there.
Let's jump to the Deadpool game, which was
Deadpool?
announced at Comic-Con.
Who's Deadpool, Jeff?
One of my favorite comic book characters ever. He's a wise, cracking wise, talking street wise,
Wise and wiser.
wise and wiser.
Weisenhower.
We'll call him a wise ass, cause
Oh!
Marvel Comics guy wears a red and black suit, shoots things, hacks off their heads. Very violent, but also really, really hilarious. Widely known for breaking the fourth wall and knowing
lot.
he's in a comic book,
Oh, okay.
but not in an annoying, dumb way. Although probably to some people. I love him. One of the few comic book series that I've actually read from start to modern times, because normally I just get burnt out on
Yeah.
those really long runners. But he's only been around since the early 90s.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, the game is really exciting for us Deadpool fans, because a lot of us feel that a certain movie about a certain Marvel character who shall go unnamed, but is from Canada and is named after a ferocious animal, and is Wolverine. That's his name.
Oh, okay.
His stupid movie that no one liked called X-Men Origins Wolverine
Yes.
totally pooped all over the Deadpool canon. Like, Ryan Reynolds was such a perfect character to play him.
It's true.
He
Yeah.
And for those first 5 minutes, it was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so awesome when he comes back and is just Deadpool. Because after he gets cancer and his entire body turns into pure cancer because they try injecting him with with Wolverine's healing factor and it doesn't work out. And then he goes crazy. This is going to be awesome. That's his origin story.
Yeah. I got it.
And then he came back and they had sewn his mouth shut and replaced his katanas with Wolverine katanas that grew out of his arms.
Yeah.
And they ruined him.
Why did they do that?
To make me angry. That's
To
one of
make
the few
Jeff
movies I've ever actually been finished and been angry with. Normally, if I watch a movie and I don't like it, at least I'll be like, I did kind of enjoy something there.
There was something there for
There
you
was
to
something
enjoy.
there. I enjoyed disliking it. I didn't even enjoy disliking X-Men. Anyway, so those of us have been waiting for a movie which supposedly Ryan Reynolds has said, no matter what, I will play him, but you better stick with the comics this time.
Yeah.
But no, this game was announced, and the trailer was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He shouted "bang" a lot while cutting off people's heads.
Yes.
And people have been saying and it's true, the fighting does look like it'll be somewhat Batman-like, which I'm for, or Devil May Cry-like, which I am also for. They're both great.
Who's making it?
People who made poor games in the past.
They
made some Transformers games. Actually, I've heard the Transformers games are okay.
Oh, okay. Does this
Some of the
worry
things-
the Deadpool fans?
Somewhat. I don't represent all of us. I represent me
Clearly.
and a couple of my friends. But the trailer appears to be upholding with the spirit, especially with him talking to the yellow boxes that pop up.
Yeah.
He always talks to the narration.
Oh, okay.
It's fun.
That's cool.
And other characters get confused. Or just put up with it. So, we'll have to see what happens. Trepidatious, but I'm mostly just excited just because I like Deadpool getting any sort of attention.
Yeah.
Because he's been in what? He's been in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games.
That
Voiced by
was
Nolan
pretty
North,
cool.
which he will be in this game.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Nolan North.
Nolan North is everyone.
No kidding, right?
I can't even name every time it's like, oh yeah, Nolan North played him. Like, seriously, wasn't he like
He's
this?
Desmond in Assassin's Creed, isn't he?
Probably.
He's
I don't know.
he's
Drake.
Drake. Thank you.
Nathan Drake.
He's Indiana Jones wannabe.
Yeah.
That everyone says is
I
amazing.
only know that now because I've been watching a Uncharted Let's Play.
Let's play. The first Uncharted?
3.
3. Okay. I hear 2 is the best.
Really?
I played the first one about halfway, I think, and it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we can talk about that later.
Yeah.
So, Deadpool. Excited.
That's
Let's
good.
hope. Let's hope.
Won't be one for the kiddies.
No, Deadpool is not. Even though he's funny, and at one point pumps up a inflatable bouncy castle in the trailer, he's not for kids. No.
No, he's vulgar.
He's not a good person.
He's vulgar.
He's not a good person.
He kills people.
He's a mercenary.
Violent.
And not like Wolverine, where he's like, I'm not for kids, kids.
Yeah.
I should stop smoking. Deadpool's... no. Okay, what else we got? Let's see, what did I skip over?
Mass Effect 3!
This one. Mass Effect 3 DLC. New one! Earth.
Came out today or yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, so it's the Earth DLC. And, so yeah, we get 6 new characters.
6 new characters.
3 new maps.
3
weapons.
new weapons.
Yeah.
Which isn't that many, actually.
That's usually what they've been, though.
And a new difficulty mode, apparently.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's pretty
We'll have to check that out,
cool.
because it's just bronze, silver, gold, right? What could a new one be?
Platinum?
Oh my gosh. We can't even beat gold. We beat gold once.
Yes.
One.
We're not good.
That was an amazing time when we beat it on gold.
Yeah, it was one of the first times
my
we
gosh.
played it, though, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, we haven't duplicated it.
Coupled, Jeff.
Oh, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey!
Oh, right. I did it backwards.
Wrong. Sweet Deans.
Oh, Britta's in this? So yeah, the characters looked bad effing A in the trailer. Like, we saw
Oh my
swords, we saw teleporting and stabbing in the back.
Riot shields.
We saw riot shields and beating people with them.
Oh my gosh. It looks...
What? So these 6 are all human, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be like
these
N7.
These 3 maps are on Earth, and apparently, if you look for some kind of story in the multiplayer, take place with Colonel Anderson as he tries to hold some sort of front against the Reapers.
During the fight for Earth. I think one takes place in, was it France?
I don't know. One in England, definitely. One in London.
Oh yeah, London, that's right.
Yes, those are interchangeable.
I don't know.
Get a load of this guy, Cam. It's a Wayne's World reference.
I know,
okay.
I got it.
I'm totally editing that. To put that. I want you to know. So, yeah. We haven't played Mass Effect 3 in a while.
No,
Like, it was a couple
while.
weeks ago. Last time we did. We just picked it up randomly. Didn't we? It may have been a couple of months ago.
It was probably at least
Dude,
a
it's all
month
blurring
ago.
together. It's summer. It's
True.
melting together.
Melting.
So, we'll have to pick that up and tell you what's the deal. But it looks great. Check it out.
It
it's
looks
free
pretty awesome.
as
It's free, so
all
dude, what
multiplayer
are you doing?
DLC is for Mass Effect. It's free.
Cheap is free.
Yeah, you can't really complain.
Yeah.
So, speaking of things to complain about, Project Sora, dead, done.
They closed. So there is a
Who is Project Sora, JD?
Project Sora was the team behind Kid Icarus Uprising.
And that's it.
Yes. Basically, Sakurai put this team together for Kid Icarus Uprising.
But we were expecting more.
They are different. Yeah, they were going to go on to make other games, but clearly that's not happening now.
Apparently, Kid Icarus wasn't good
But
enough.
the main difference, the thing you need to know is that Project Sora and Sora are different. Sora is Sakurai's company, but Project Sora was just like a group of people, I believe.
Oh, really?
A team, if you will.
Sora Limited?
Yes, Sora Limited is his company.
Oh, wow.
And Project Sora is
That
this
really confused
team.
me.
Yes.
I thought his company shut down.
No.
I was like, how's this going to affect Smash Bros?
I'm pretty sure they are mutually exclusive.
That's... Huh.
So, yeah, this is not going to affect Smash Bros. I mean, Sakurai's working with Namco for Smash.
Like, how could Smash Bros fail?
And, yeah. And, I mean, so I'm sure he took some of the people from that team, though, to help out here, and, whoever helped out with Brawl. So, I mean, this isn't going to affect Smash at all, so you don't need to be worried about that.
It's not too disappointing, but...
So, yeah, they're closing at the end of this month, I believe.
Well, maybe they just weren't necessary then.
Yeah, probably not. I don't know.
Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Woo?
Sega has announced that
This is a
there's
good
going to be an HD remake. Yeah.
Okay.
You've never played this?
No.
It's GameCube?
No.
Wow. It's where Shadow was introduced.
No, I know.
No, the story
but
was horrible.
Everyone
agrees.
It's a Sonic. It's a 3D Sonic game.
It wasn't as bad as Sonic 2006.
Oh, the one where he
Sonic
kisses the girl?
Yeah. That's all we know about it. We've seen the ending cutscene of this game.
Where it's like,
but if you saw the ending cutscene of this game, you would never want to play it. Plus, it was horribly glitchy, like going through walls, randomly slowing down while running. You can't slow down.
Yeah,
Sonic.
I've never really played the 3D Sonic games before. I guess like after.
No, but
yeah.
So Battle had a couple of really good levels that were actually pretty memorable. Some really annoying ones where you played as Knuckles and just played Find the Emeralds.
Oh boy.
But most memorably out of Sonic Adventure 2 was the Chow Garden.
Yes, I think I'm
sure you've heard of this. I don't know why they introduced these.
It's the mini game stuff, right?
Yeah, it's not a mini game, JD. It's a whole separate
It's
game.
a way of life.
No, it starts out, you get one Chow, just spawning in your Chow Garden, and then as you play through the levels, you can find these tiny little animals or little power-up things, and you can feed them to your Chow to make it grow up and level, and it ages up in real time as you visit it. You can nurture it and teach it things, teach it tricks. You can take it to school. You can make it compete in things. You can breed them. I probably put 60, 70 hours just into
So it's
playing
like
Chow Garden.
it's like a complex Tamagotchi.
Yeah, no. No, because in the original Sonic Adventure, the Chow Garden was a Tamagotchi thing that lived on the memory card.
Right.
You remember this?
Right.
They were little memory cards
that you
can walk
suck
around
into the
with them.
controller,
Yeah.
and so you can take it with you, and that's
The
why everybody's
giant
comparing
ham
the Wii U
beast
to
controller.
Yeah.
So, yeah, basically if they don't include that, this game isn't going to sell. But the annoying thing is, it's only coming out for 360 and PS3, and Sega fans, a lot of Sega fans are on PC now. Because you can get so many classic Sega games on PC. You can get every Sonic game released up to Sonic Adventure on PC under Steam. And a lot of the later ones. I got Sonic Generations for PC because A, it was on Steam on a sale. And B, because I was hoping they would release DLC for it sometime. And they never did.
Really?
Right? It seemed obvious. The game's built for it, and
it's like the best one they've made lately.
Sonic Generations is probably the best Sonic game since Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Yikes.
I hear Unleashed was pretty good, too. You turn into a werehog.
Except for the stupid werehog section.
Turn into
I heard that those sections are just like the worst.
You just play through them so you can get back to the others, because the running sections are actually good. Anyway, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Check that out, America and New Zealand. No one else.
Well, apparently you have some people in the UK, so...
Which is cool, yeah. Yeah, we had like 16 views from the UK. Hey,
thanks.
Thanks, UK.
Hi, guys. Thanks.
Hello.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
I don't...
Okay.
I don't want to offend you any more than we already have.
How is imitating an accent offensive?
I don't know.
Ask all those voice actors out there. Hey-o, am I right?
Yeah.
Like, Liquid Snake.
Cam Clark?
Brother!
All right.
Okay. So,
wonderful.
Speaking of which, Metal Gear Solid 5, Konami's come out officially saying they're not planning on making it anytime soon, which contradicts Hideo Kojima's announcement via Twitter.
Yes.
That he's thinking about it. And that he has plans for what will happen to Snake, that his story, contradictory to the twist ending of Metal Gear Solid 4, which...
I wasn't sure about that one.
His story isn't over, according to Kojima a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. See, I thought I remember reading today or yesterday or sometime that they said, because I know there was a leaked image of, like, the title screen or something.
Oh, I'm sure that was fake.
And Kojima was like, yeah, it's fake.
Yeah.
But I thought... I don't think
certain he said that they were working on it.
Yeah,
they were floating ideas around.
No, I know that. I've heard that. I didn't hear anything about Konami saying it wasn't being made.
No, that happened today. Konami said, or
really?
Yesterday, they said officially, nope, no plans to do that ever. Check out Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance, Metal Gear Raiden, Literal,
Revengeance. Yeah, I mean,
so anyway,
I guess that's one way to promote a game.
Keep an eye on that. Honestly, I thought 4 wrapped it up pretty good. I would like a 5 to retcon some of the things that 4 concluded, just because they were unsatisfying to me. Mostly anything involving Vamp. I thought that was kind of anticlimactic.
I haven't played 4.
Yeah.
Get a load of this guy.
Stupid. Yeah. 4 is pretty great, I thought. A lot of people disagreed.
Really? I thought everybody loved that game.
No. Huh. Really? Wow. You don't hang out with the Metal Gear Solid fandom that much.
No.
Apparently.
Well, the only one I've played is Twin Snakes.
That's true. You've watched me play 2 and watched Bob play 3.
Yeah.
You need to borrow my PlayStation!
And I want to...
Or buy the HD collection!
Yeah.
It's like $30 on Steam. It's not on Steam. Everything's just on Steam.
It's true. I probably should. I kind of wanted to get it for 3DS, but then I'd have to get the Classic Controller Pro or the extra thingy.
It didn't.
Whatever it's called.
As someone who's played 400 billion times, I would get it for a real console. It didn't feel right on the 3DS.
Did you play the demo?
Yeah. It just didn't feel right.
Because of the camera, or because of...
Mostly because of the camera. See,
if you got the extender joystick...
Probably, but do you want that extender joystick? That thing costs... How much does it cost?
I don't know.
It costs like $15, $20?
Maybe. And there's not a lot of games for it. There's like
you can play with
lefty mode for Kid Icarus, and no one's left-handed, so... Oh, I'm sorry.
So anyway.
Anyways.
There's that. By the way, Comic-Con has been going on, did you know?
Woo, that's where Deadpool's thing came from.
Haven't been many announcements from there, really.
Nintendo had a few demos. They had some new Super Mario Bros. U demos and some Nintendo Land demos. It's nothing we haven't seen. They had some more Zombie U stuff. Just more demos. I think it's pretty much all the stuff we saw at...
I mean, Comic-Con's mostly for movies and TV shows and stuff.
Yeah.
You're basically on TV, Maggie?
Kitty! Meow, 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 meow. Boop, 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 boop. Like a dance, and a dance.
Epic Mickey 2.
Yeah.
Warren Spector was talking about that some more. And some people theorize he's turning into the next Peter Molyneux. Am I right?
Heard the name.
Really? Fable guy. The guy
Gotcha.
Like, in Fable,
got it.
You can do anything. And
anything's possible, Jeff.
So, Warren Spector's saying in Epic Mickey 2, it'll be darker. For one.
Darker.
You know, like Epic Mickey was originally supposed to
More
be,
epic.
based off of that concept art that everyone drooled over.
Oh my gosh.
I had nightmares about that.
I remember the internet
art.
after that happened. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, it's going to be the best Mickey game ever created.
Disney would never let that happen. Speaking of, did you know it is required, and there was a big fervor about Kingdom Hearts about this?
Nice word.
Fervor?
Yes.
Thank you. It is required that if Mickey is ever shown, you have to be able to see both of his ears at the same time. They have to be perfect semicircles around his head. And he only appears in Kingdom Hearts 1 in one spot, and it's during a cutscene, very specifically in silhouette, so that happens. And finally, the technology allowed it in later games. They figured out a way to do it, and in Epic Mickey, they do that too.
Both ears have to be?
Both ears have to be in silhouette against his head.
Why?
It's just the Disney thing. You ever notice his ears don't really make sense? If he's looking in profile, you can see both ears. If he turns, they stay like that. Well, I mean, if he like...
I've never really thought about it.
They might do this kind of thing.
I don't think I've ever seen him in profile before.
Dude, you've almost definitely seen him in profile. Anyway,
maybe I just didn't notice.
That's a Mickey thing. So, Epic Mickey, there was a big thing about the technology to keep his ears in the correct Disney style.
That's ridiculous. The game is
Disney's crazy.
It's named Epic Mickey. Like, I mean, they know they're buying a Mickey Mouse game.
He has to be branded correctly. He has to be. It'd be like if Snake didn't have bandana.
It's his freaking ears.
Dude, don't look at, that's how branding works. You have to stick with the branding. Anyway,
it's ridiculous.
So Epic Mickey 2, Warren Spector's like, you will be making decisions that impact you more than they ever did in System Shock or Deus Ex, which are famous games known for their ridiculous choices.
Mm-hmm.
Deus Ex more than System Shock. System Shock was more just an RPG. Deus Ex actually has choices that follow you through the entire game.
System Shock was the prequel to
System Shock 2.
BioShock?
No, BioShock is a spiritual sequel.
Okay.
System Shock is more cyberpunk. You're like on a space station thing.
Okay. But it's by the same company and...
It has a lot of the same developers.
Okay. Because I thought that those were related somehow, but...
They are. No, they are. Like I said, BioShock is a spiritual sequel. You're in an isolated location with people doing experiments on themselves to improve themselves. That you also do. It's semi-RPG,
crazy people trying to kill you.
Yeah, they're extremely similar. Anyway, Warren Spector promises that Epic Mickey 2 will have you making moral choices.
That's a bold statement.
Right? Deus Ex had some of the most, like, at the end, you have to choose what's going to happen to the world, and none of them are good choices. And when I first got there in the game, I froze for a bit. I could not decide what to do.
I mean, Warren Spector said stuff...
And it's Mickey. Who cares?
He said stuff about that for Epic Mickey 1.
Right.
And
this is exactly...
after everybody played it, they're like, there were choices? Like, basically. Like, I mean, the choices
You could be
were,
good or bad.
It didn't really matter.
Anyway, you know, and Peter Molyneux said in the original Fable, you'd be able to plant a tree and carve a name into it and watch it grow up as you go. So... And then Fable 2 came out, and they were like, yeah, we're not believing you about some of your promises in this one. So, we'll have to keep an eye on that. Epic Mickey.
Yeah. We'll see. We never played the first one, so we don't really know.
Yeah,
But,
we are bad about that. We're just reporting the news.
It's just our
opinion. We're just reporting it. That's just like your opinion, man.
We would love to be wrong and to
in many of these cases
come back to you and say we're wrong. It's awesome.
Yeah,
because we're gamers. We love things that are good.
Speaking of things we want to be wrong about, Battlefield 4. Give them the lowdown, J-Diz.
Me? Okay. So it's going to be apparently $70.
Mate, well, no, that wasn't. So I was wrong about that when we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah. Jeff
so EA mistaken.
Fine.
Let me explain it, JD.
No. So you get the pre-order. You get the beta from.
You get the
Medal
beta
of
if
Honor.
you pre-order the new Medal of Honor.
Yes.
For an extra cost. You have to pay extra when you pre-order Medal of Honor to be into the Battlefield 4 beta, which EA hasn't officially announced yet.
We think.
Supposedly. They yanked this from the site.
There's been lots of news articles about this.
But there's been that. There have been talks that Battlefield 4 is going to cost that much when it comes out, too. That it's going to be $70. So we don't have official word on that one.
Okay.
But I saw a statement from a Battlefield guy saying that EA is looking into next gen pricing.
Are they seriously thinking of upping the price?
That's a real thing, right? Next gen pricing?
That's ridiculous. If you ask me, like, $60 is already a lot to ask from anybody. I mean, especially with all this DLC that they're coming out with, and they expect you to pay more money for all this DLC. So, and especially with day one DLC, where it's like, hey, we're giving you this, but we're giving you DLC on the same day.
That we made a couple months ago.
That's ridiculous. But anyways, I mean, especially with all this free-to-play games and microtransactions that they have now.
Which have been shown to work. Yeah, we had a lengthy heart to shell discussion.
Nice.
Thanks. About
shell.
Microtransactions and how they're pretty much the way of the future.
Yeah.
Companies are making so much money off of them.
Depending on the game.
Like,
but, yeah.
Those tiny amounts between $1 and $3, $1 and $5, really.
Depending on the amount,
people pay for them out the butt. I mean, Steam sales, to cycle back to the beginning.
Nice.
Steam sales are proof of that. You look at any of the sales figures for the indie games on Steam. There will be them starting. It'll be like this. And then the Steam sale will come. This is supposed to be this imaginary graph here, which I should draw in.
Or a real graph.
Okay, so
here you go.
Let's look at their dollar amounts. Drawn by my finger here.
We'll have
Steam
a PowerPoint
sales start.
Presentation.
They come up here. They drop their price 75% for the Steam sale.
Or
like
more.
for the summer Steam sale. And their amount of money made shoots through the roof. Showing that pricing something higher isn't necessarily the best way to make more money.
Oh, yeah.
Pricing it lower will massively increase your audience.
It makes it much more of an impulse item.
It's so much more psychologically sound to spend $3 on something, because you can just say, well, I won't buy a coffee this morning.
Well, and the entrance fee is so much lower.
Yeah.
And now you're like, hey, I've heard this game's pretty good, and I mean, wow, $5, and I can spend that and get a lot out of it.
Even if it is a Battlefield game, for example, saying in this imaginary scenario, Battlefield costs $3.
Even $10.
Well, hold on. We'll say $3. Massively low entrance fee. Then, if they have those microtransactions for weapon unlocks and things like that, people would be way more inclined to buy them.
Yeah.
As has been proven to happen in free-to-play games or other things, because you feel like you didn't pay much for the game, so it's less impactful to buy those small items.
Even Mass Effect is doing something with kind of the microtransaction deal.
And we have a friend who spent a lot of money on those kind of things.
Yeah.
He was like, well, I have these Microsoft points. They're asking for 80 Microsoft points to get a pack? Sure.
Yeah.
I'll get it.
And I've got some, pretty much everybody has stray Microsoft points that you're never ever going to spend
because it's an idiotic system that we
it's
completely disapprove
like,
of while
I
totally
have
paying into it.
80, 100 Microsoft points. That doesn't buy you anything other than a song on Guitar Hero or microtransactions like in Mass Effect. So
anyway, $70.
Way too much.
I feel gamers, apart from several ones who, don't care about this kind of thing, who don't care about sending a message, I feel gamers would overall say, I don't want to support this kind of movement in prices.
Yeah.
I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, and I think that upping the price that much could negatively affect the gaming industry as a whole.
Yeah.
It's because, it's already kind of
we don't
on a
need
decline,
games to cost
right?
more. We don't need games production to cost more.
No.
Their argument is saying production is costing more. We
Right.
need to charge more. We don't need games to cost more to make.
No.
Right? Like,
Not necessarily.
again, look at all of these indie games whose production costs $250,000.
Yeah.
That's a drop in the pond for EA.
Yeah.
And these indie games are great. Providing
Fantastic.
hours of fun. That's just as, if not more fun, than Battlefield 3.
Check out Minecraft, Terraria, all these...
Binding of Isaac.
I
mean, Super Meat Boy.
Super Meat Boy.
If you're into that sort of thing, that game makes me break my thumbs in frustration. And
It's hard.
I don't think I've put more than 2 hours into it.
I just played the demo.
A lot of people love it. Anything on any of these indie games, and they're like, your fun is not. You don't get more fun because the game cost more to make.
No. The idea is that you would get more content, which is not really the case.
And it's not happening.
No, it's just like, oh, our game looks prettier, and there's more, and there's not, really.
So anyway, we could complain about this forever, and already have.
It's true.
Like,
it's been forever.
That was my last life.
Where have you been?
So, one final note, just a quick one. Assassin's Creed 3 is going to have co-op. So...
More like kind of Mass Effect 3 co-op.
Yeah, it'll be separate little things. But who doesn't want to assassinate people with your bros?
Oh, yeah.
Who hasn't been wanting to do that since the beginning?
Yeah, since I was a baby.
And there's been multiplayer versus, which I'll probably be recording
I came out of the
more
womb
next week.
wanting to kill people with my friends.
And you did.
It's true.
The doctor.
He's
dead.
gone.
Birth certificate covered in blood.
It's true. Look it up.
So anyway, this is going to be the end of our first video podcast.
What'd you think? Did you like it?
Did you think JD was me? Did you get confused? I mean, I am JD, but look at Jeff over here.
Jeff's so dumb.
Listen to him talking in the third person. Anyway, game. So we'll talk to you next week.
Thanks for tuning in.
I'll be reporting on a game that's been out for like 4 years, multiplayer. Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
Nice.
Probably more Steam sales will be spent. We're going to have some more Let's Plays coming up in the next week. On Friday, look for our Minecraft Let's Play. There's going to be a lot of screaming.
Monday.
No, Minecraft Mondays.
Yes.
On next Monday. There's going to be a lot of screaming and a lot of running. You should look forward to it. We're looking forward to watching it again.
Is it the one?
Oh, it's the one.
Oh, gosh. It's awesome. Tell your friends.
Friday, we got more Borderlands coming up. We're finally done with this stuff that had horrible audio desyncing issues. If you didn't even notice them in watching them, cool. I did a good job.
Thank you.
And
Look at your Skyrim poster perfectly in the middle. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah. Someday we'll record one of these in JD's apartment, and you'll see his Nintendo powers everywhere. So.
And the awesome posters I have on my ceiling. It's a thing of beauty.
Yeah, I have a ceiling.
He has one. It's definitely a ceiling.
Whoa. So anyway, thanks for watching.
Yeah, check us out on pressstarttostart.com, where we have basically everything: our Let's Plays, our blogs, our podcasts.
If you're listening to this from iTunes, you should really go to YouTube and look for Press Start to Start, where you'll be able to see us talk for the first time.
You can see our beautiful, lovely faces looking,
hey baby,
staring back at you.
What What you doing?
Lost in
Get you
my
one.
sea of blueness.
Well, that went weird.
That got weird really
So,
fast.
well, we'll talk to you next week. See you next Wednesday, gang.
Mm-hmm.
And for now, press end to end.